Alright, so we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with the Takeover tier list. Now in this video I'm going to be breaking down what every single Takeover does. I'm pretty much be breaking down every single attribute bonus that they give, and we're going to be ranking them on a tier list scale. Now with that being said, there's still a lot of stuff I have to upload. I still got to upload the 6.6 and the 6.8 build. I still got to upload the contact dunk tutorial for all the people that's struggling with the dunk meter. I still got to upload the dribble tutorial. If you guys do want these, just make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, so hopping into it. So real quick, we gotta have a disclaimer. So when it comes to the in-game abilities, to be real with you, I'm not fully in the know of what one does. Now, for the most part, for all the other four, I do know what they do for the most part. But for that one, it's just a little bit mix and matchy, and I don't really fully know what it does because it's just not my playstyle post-scoring main. So yeah, we can rank everything else, but we're gonna rank these joints in order. So gonna move the Playmaker first. So first one, Playmaker. So we're gonna show you guys what the attributes they actually bring up and stuff like that, and how they are boosted. So when it comes to the Playmaking one, this is just gonna be for Playmaking. So the only way you can get Playmaking attribute bonus is by having the Playmaker Takeover. Depending on what your build is, if you click like the right stick, I believe you'll be able to see it. It's either the right stick or the LB or L1 if you're on PlayStation. So if you click one of those, it should show you like what your takeover is and what your teammates, and you should see what it is. So it may be one of the 5. Now another thing I need to say is we gonna act like Glass here is the physicals takeover, because yeah, it just kind of is what it is. So yeah, for the Playmaker Takeover, the only thing you're gonna get from this is the Playmaking. So just when you think of the passing ability with the dribbling ability, but you get no physicals. So in the past, we would get physicals with that, and there'd be other stuff that would get stuff from this. But the only way you can get any of these attributes is from Playmaker Takeover. Now, with that being said, when it comes to in-game ability, I do know for a fact it does give you the +4. The ones I don't know for a fact that it does is that it boosts your badge a tier. I don't know if it does the Takeover bonus. I didn't really see it. I don't believe it does, but it could. I don't know for a fact. And if it does, it doesn't do it nowhere near to the way it did it last year, where it give you a pretty decent boost. So yeah, Playmaker Takeover, in my opinion, I would say it's usable. I think it does need a little bit more of a buff to get any higher than that. But with that being said, I'm about to say it's usable. All right, next is gonna be the Rim Take. So with the Rim Take, this is the take that's gonna give you pretty much everything defense. So we're just gonna call this the defense take. All right, so with this being the defense take, they've now combined every stat possible for defense into one takeover, which makes this really OP. So when it comes to this being a defense take, you now have interior defense, perimeter defense, steal, block, offensive rebound, defensive rebound, lateral quickness, and help defense all being boosted from this takeover. You don't get any physicals, you don't get any offensive stuff, but you do get offensive rebound from it. So that is a pretty big W. Now, what we can take from that is that they probably have taken the lock take, thrown it with the rim take. They've now taken the lock and rim take, combined it, and also grabbed the glass in your take. Now, I already knew that they combined the glass in your take, but I was on the fence before doing this, was if lock take was with physicals, and I think for a fact we can kind of confirm that it is with the physicals. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say, if it's combining all that with this game having the crazy defense that it has to be the most overpowered takeover in the game, especially with the nerf that they just dropped yesterday with the limitless range badge. So I don't think it's broken though. I just think it's like the best one. It has all those things. It has the most bonuses. It literally gives you a bonus to everything on one side of the floor, whereas all the offensive stuff is just split up into 3 different takeovers. So I'll say it's not broken, so I'll put it top tier. I think it is the best takeover in the game. Now sharp, shooting, whatever you want to call it, because now they have combined shot creator and the sharp take into one takeover. When it comes to this takeover, the shooting take, before they dropped that patch, I would say it's broken, because there was a glitch in the game where you could just shoot from half court with take. If you had a good amount of limitless range, you could just shoot from the other side of the court, and it would be like you just throw it green. They had already dropped the patch like last Saturday, where if you just wanted to shoot from the other side of the court with like gold or Hall of Fame, green. You wouldn't even have to be at half. You could be like at the behind the other 3-point line shooting, getting a regular shot, and it will be green, literally. So that was pretty broken. That was pretty overpowered. But they've nerfed it twice since then. So with that being said, I don't think it's nothing that needs to be patched. I think the shooting from the other side of the court where you're just throwing the ball, I don't think the shooting from the other side where you could actually time it was like, I don't think that had to be patched. I just think that was overpowered, and it just made those builds like good builds, if that makes sense. So like only builds that could really do stuff like that was builds that the 96, that 99. I think some people was doing it with a 92, but there was like a few small percentage of people. Like it actually still took skill. Now with the new patch they dropped, I think they really, you still can do it in terms of shooting from distance, but I think it's just the green window is just much smaller on those limitless range shots. So it's gonna be way less frequent. Like Mike Wayne was talking about how he's trying to make it to where people are shooting like around the 40 to 50 range, and if you're a really good shooter, you're gonna be shooting still in that 30. Like, so maybe he's just trying to make sure that the shooting is not too crazy this year. I know a lot of people don't really like that, but that's kind of interesting. But he also said that's because he wants more builds to be viable, which is gonna make the game better, but it's definitely gonna probably kill the game in terms of how people want to play, because a lot of people just want to get those threes off. So yeah, especially with the dunking not being too crazy on this game. Now, with that being said, where will we put shooting at this time of this patch? It does give you pretty much, let's go over the attributes. It gives you pretty much the mid-range. It gives you the 3-ball. It gives you shot IQ, but I'm going to be real. If we talking about anything besides that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be honest. It gives you that mid-range. It gives you that 3-ball. It gives you that free throw. It gives you that, you know what I'm saying, post-fade, which is really interesting in terms of the in-game benefits, because you can kind of think that it may give you like the post-shot daggers that you got from fading. So maybe you get something like that, but I would say it gives you pretty much all the shot creator takeovers. I would say that it gives you pretty much all the sharp takeovers, because we already know that you can take ankles with sharp take. We've already seen that be done. So I would say, with that being said, if it does take all the shot creator takeovers, let's think of all the stuff that we used to have. Negative impact, that's very overpowered. I think sharp still could be broken, but I'm gonna put it in top tier. It's definitely in that level of like, I would say probably the best guard take in the game. All right, slasher take or finishing take. So for finishing take, I think out of all like the play styles that got nerfed, I think playmaker and like the playmakers or the dribblers and the slashers got nerfed the hardest. I think dribblers have gotten nerfed already in this game, but like the slashers are kind of in the dirt to the point that like they don't even need to be touched again. They may even need a buff in terms of the dunk meter. I think it's in a cool place. I just think they need to like make it more so towards what the interior defense is, but maybe there was a bug in the game that the interior defense rating wouldn't be consistent with what people dunk. Because I think if they actually do touch the interior defense to make it easier for slashers, then we're gonna be in that same spot again where the paint defense is awful again, and I do not want to go back to that. I really, even as me, a person that like to be a slasher, a person that like to go for content dunks, I would rather the paint defense be overpowered than awful. Because like, bro, we was in a bad place for the like slashers for the past couple years. It was way too easy. Now this year they've nerfed slashers in a lot of ways. The attribute bonuses, you get way less. Just a fact. When it comes to being a slasher, dunking the ball, it's just not as easy. Now when you're in slasher takeover, I do think it's still pretty OP, because you do have a pretty much bigger green window, which would make sense. It's not crazy. You still can get those smaller green windows that you would get without it, but the green window is just a tad bit bigger. Now, you also do get those certain animations that's in the slasher takeover that you've always gotten before they split it up on next gen, before they, you know what I'm saying? But they also have stuff like that for like sharp. You get certain green animations for rim. You get certain block animations. So, and also within the rim, you also get certain snag animations, certain screen animations. So yeah, it's not like the only takeover that has animations locked within the takeover. So with that being said, the plus 10s that you do get, you get the pretty much close shot, the driving dunk, the standing dunk, the driving layup, and you also do get post control and post hooks. So with that being said, it gets all those things. I personally think the fact that it doesn't get physicals anymore, they split that up into its own takeover, is a pretty big nerf to slasher. Because if you think about it, what slasher used to get, they used to get all those finishing stuff. I don't know if they used to get the post control and stuff like that. I think that was just post control, post take. But they used to get all that finishing stats like close shot, driving dunk, driving layup. But when it came to like dribbling, you got ball handle and speed of ball. But when it came to the physicals, you got pretty much every physical plus 10. So that's a pretty big nerf. That's like at least 7 attributes that you don't get anymore. Now, one thing that could be overpowered for Takeover for Slasher, it may have some post-take in it. That's the only thing I'm not 100% sure on. I know Shot Creator has his Takeover in Sharp. I think Lock had is. I thought before I did this it was in physicals, but I'm pretty sure it's in the Rim Take now. Post Take, I'm just not 100% sure on because they have Post Fade in Sharp. They have the Post Control and Post Hook in Slasher. So I really don't know for a fact. If it is in Slasher, I probably would have to say it's broken, because if you think about it, what's Post Control really? That's really like stuff like the drop steps, the post spins. And we all know how overpowered that Takeover was. So yeah, I would say that probably still would be broken. But for right now, with the way it is in the game, I would probably say Slasher is usable. I think it's more usable than Playtake, because a lot of the stuff that you're getting in Playtake you can do without. To be honest, until they have like a Playtake that just regular is like a extreme dimer like it used to be in the old 2Ks, then yeah. But the fact that it only gives you like a +4 to your attributes, and I think it does the badge bonus, I think it does the Takeover bonus, I just don't think it's as significant as it was in previous. I don't think it's as big of a deal as it was. I really think the current gen Takeover Playtake was just much better, where you could take ankles with it, where you could also like make pretty much anybody you pass who have like sharp take almost damn near. And yeah, that's just really what it is. And that would be a pretty big deal on this game in terms of helping your teammates hit shots. So yeah, Playtake is a pretty big deal. But I ain't gonna lie, helping your locks hit shots more consistently with that +4 may be a pretty big deal in terms of like getting their 3-ball rating up. So that may be a big deal. But yeah. And then we got physicals. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Physicals, you're not even getting stamina. So that's an L already. But you do get speed, you get acceleration, you get strength, you get vertical. So you get those 5. But that's it. That's it. You don't get nothing else. You don't get post, you don't get no finishing, you don't get no shooting, you don't get nothing else. But the reason why I think that this does have post take, 1 is because Jokic has it. 2 is because of the fact that like the strength. I think the strength is gonna be like the power back downs. Now another hypothesis I did have in terms of the Slasher take, I don't know if Slasher take still has easy blow-bys. I think that may be post take. And I think that may be because of like stuff like speed, acceleration. Now another thing I think post take really should have got, or not post but physicals take, I think it probably should have got speed with ball, because I think that is playmaking, but that's also physicals. But I can understand why they kind of only made that playmaking, because playmaking already doesn't get much. So yeah. But with that being said, that's pretty much what it is. I don't know for a fact what physicals get. Like before I did this, like I said, I thought it got lock take. I don't know for a fact if it does or doesn't. I thought it got post take. I don't know for a fact if it does or doesn't. I know for a fact it does get power back downs. But besides power back downs, I'm not 100% sure on the easy blow-bys. I'm not 100% sure on some of the lockdown stuff. I'm just not. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. If you guys do want more, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. When it comes to the takeovers this year, I really just jumped the gun crazy right there. I gotta rank the physicals. Physicals wise, with the 5 attribute bonuses you get, you could argue it's worse than Playmake, but I would say the attributes you do get are more important. Like strength in this game is so important. The acceleration in this game is so important if you want to speed boost really quick. So if you want to have faster speed boosts, go with physicals. If you want to be stronger, like say for instance somebody's bodying you a lot with bulldozer, you can go physicals and try to get your strength up a little bit. Maybe you're going crazy bulldozing people, you can go with physicals and go even crazier with bulldozer. You can get even more vertical, that gets you better rebound animation, get you better block animations. Yeah, it's just really what it is. I think physicals has a lot of potential, but as of right now, I would say right now, it's either here. It's right here. It's right here. Until I know for a fact what the in-game abilities are for a fact, I can't put it any higher than right here. But yeah, that's gonna be my tier list. I don't think right now there's anything broken. They just happen to drop a patch. We have the 3 badges or takeovers deleted. They've now been put into like lock being in rim, shot creator being in sharp. I know I'm using glass as the physicals, but glass is now in rim. Post, that could be in sharp, that could be in slasher, that could be in physicals. I don't know. They may have split them all up and just put them in other takeovers. That's probably what they did for the most part. But yeah, if you guys do know what any of the stuff I'm confused on, put in the comments down below. Only thing I know for a fact that I could have tested for a fact was the plus 10s, and that's what we came about this video to know. So yeah, if you guys do want more, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, it's your boy Fitz, man. After me, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!